event here at VCW at Hampton High School. The self-appraised superstar Rex Lawless, the heavy metal monstar. Fun fact, everyone backstage, myself included, was given a directive that no one is to look Mr. Lawless directly in the eye. He is above eye contact. Jobs were on the line and fines would be levied. Rex Lawless, the official #1 contender for the VCW title. This will be the third title defense for the Haas of all Haas's, Devantes, who made a surprise return after a near career-ending car accident caused him injuries to his head and back. Devantes looked me right in the eyes and said over and over, "Karma tonight, karma tonight, karma tonight." Devantes returned from debilitating injury that was supposed to keep him out for 9 months. Brandon, you know when he returned?
5 months.
5 months. 4 months early. That is how powerful, that's how strong, not only the body, but the heart and the mind of Devantes is.
I want to make it very clear, Jason. This was not the he might not wrestle again kind of injury. This was the he might not walk again injuries. This was seriously in his career, and he is back here faster and better than ever. And you all talk about heavyweight championship. These are two heavyweights out there.
A Haas versus a Monstar for the richest prize in the Commonwealth, the Virginia Heavyweight Championship. This is the third scheduled defense of the VCW title for Devantes, and no knock whatsoever on previous competition, Nikita or former heavyweight champion Brandon Scott. But hands down, this has to be the toughest challenge that Devantes has faced.
Rex Lawless is a whole different kind of monster out there.
This is very personal. There's a reason that Devantes was yelling karma, karma, karma. It's because that Devantes has not forgotten the beating that was inflicted on him by Rex Lawless as well as Saul Esparza, who was summarily beaten out of the Sharky Tank. It was a choke bomb by Rex Lawless that really put the exclamation on that beating.
It really did, and it's one of those things where clearly the Sharky Tank thought that Devantes' best time was behind him. When it was done, he had nothing left, and he has showed up and showed out and has become the heavyweight champion of this company. He's shown just how good he is, but he wants that revenge on Lawless.
Lawless became the #1 contender through very controversial circumstances. You want to catch up anyone who hasn't seen our last event. Why is it that Rex Lawless is in this match and not the Boar?
Well, at our last event, Devantes is out here watching the #1 contenders match. At one point in the match, Rex Lawless...
Wait, I'm sorry. Incredible explosion here by Devantes.
Lawless able to turn there to keep it from being too bad.
No one does explosive power the way that Devantes does.
Absolutely. It's the difference between the raw power of Lawless, the explosive power of Devantes, and a devastating spinebuster there.
Forcing Lawless down, but only one hit Lawless immediately to his feet. So Devantes is in the audience. He's watching the match between the Boar and Rex Lawless and what happens next.
Well, the referee gets knocked down. Rex Lawless comes to get the chair that I was sitting in and knocks into Devantes on the way. Devantes takes this personally. He takes the chair and attempts to swing and hit Rex Lawless. Actually hits the Boar instead. Lawless covers for the pin and becomes #1 contender. Tremendous controversy.
Well, that's only one side of the story. Some people say that's exactly what happened, that Devantes was aiming for Rex Lawless and accidentally hit the board. Others claim this is a misdirection, that this is the man that Devantes wanted to face in the first place and ensured that that would be the case because of the karma, because he wants to face Rex Lawless more than the board. I'm not saying what is right, just saying what I've heard.
It's totally possible. I mean, look, we don't know what happens in Devantes' head. I don't know how you pick who you'd rather face between the board and Rex Lawless. Both are devastating, dangerous individuals.
Yeah, but only one you have personal enmity. Oh, wow.
That's very true. And a
face wash straight through Devantes.
Devantes getting a little slow getting back in the ring there. And that cost him.
Well, there's still no way that Devantes is at 100%. There's a difference between being injured and working hurt. And wait a second, Lawless going for a spear on the outside. And we've seen that before.
And Lawless celebrating already won the championship. I mean, if he went for a cover, he might actually win the championship.
This is the man with the box office biceps. We have a huge crowd here, over 300 in attendance. Rex Lawless said every single person backstage needed to walk up and say, "Rex, thank you for the house, sir." Of course, he didn't say Rex, he said, "Mr. Lawless, thank you for the house."
The fans do not seem to agree with that sentiment. They are not happy with Rex Lawless.
Huge announcement was made recently that the Liberty Lottery is coming to the Portsmouth Pavilion, and Rex Lawless has taken personal credit for this major advance for the company.
Rex Lawless seems to take the credit for a lot of things. But you know what? If he wins the championship here tonight, it's hard to argue with him.
There's no arguing with him if he takes the championship.
And Lawless showing tremendous power. Devantes, this is going to sound very obvious, is not a small man. But Lawless is tossing around like he is.
No, he's a hoss. Devantes is a hoss, but Lawless here. Two only.
That close to winning the championship.
But look at it. There's a reason he's called the pectoral Poseidon. His pecs are as large as my head, and I don't have a small head. His thighs could crush a bowling ball like a watermelon.
Oh, there is no, I mean, I think it's hard to argue that
it's also hard to crush a watermelon. I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
First he used to crush the watermelon, then he crushes a bowling ball. Those are powerful thighs.
I don't think anyone would argue that Rex Lawless is the strongest person to be seen. I don't think there's real competition there. But
choking Devantes right now.
But Lawless still has to put it all together in this match, in the middle of the ring, to win the Heavyweight Championship. It's all worth it. It all pays off if he gets the gold.
This is the road that Lawless has been traveling down ever since he became the person to hold the most eliminations in Liberty Lottery history.
And very smart move there, holding on to the back of Devantes' trunks and delivering a clubbing forearm back to the head. A standing splash.
Standing frog splash, nonetheless.
Yes.
Extra momentum. And Lawless is surprised by the two, but what's very, very wise and shows the improvement of Rex Lawless, that while he was processing that disappointment, he maintained control of Devantes' neck.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, you can control. First off, Devantes' neck was hurt in the car accident. You don't have a car accident that severe and not have a neck injury. And two, it's just a way to control any person by control that neck. Very, very smart. Very, very heads up maneuver here by Rex.
It wasn't just the neck, it was the back, it was limbs. This was a full body devastation in this car accident. Now Devantes climbing uphill.
Big boot though, cuts off that momentum just that fast. A little more pump handle here.
Imagine being strong enough to lift up. Devantes to a pump handle driver.
This could very well be it right here.
On that damaged neck.
I mean, you got to believe on instinct alone there, Jason. That was a devastating maneuver.
No,
it would have
on any other competitor, instinct, not Devantes. That's heart, that's resilience. That's the man who was able to get back in the ring in 5 months.
On any other competitor, that's unconscious. Like that, I mean, Rex Lawless wins that match 10 times out of 10 and gets the one Devantes.
That's the muscle mass also of Devantes. It provides a lot of opportunity for Devantes to absorb punishment in a way that other competitors who don't have that thickness and that mass. But the same goes for Rex Lawless.
It does, but now the flip side of that, though, Jason, is that those muscles they generate a lot of lactic acid, they require a lot of oxygen, and they can knot up on you. The longer this goes,
Miss there.
The harder it's going to be.
Cannonball. And Devantes, you still see wrapped up those legs.
I mean, we don't know how deep the injuries go on Devantes, or truly how good shape he's in.
We just know that Devantes is cleared to wrestle. That is a wide open field of maladies that still fall under cleared to wrestle.
Oh, sure, cleared to wrestle does not in any way say that you are perfectly healthy.
slugfest here between two monsters. What a heavyweight battle this is. Land of the Giants, Virginia Championship Wrestling, some of the best big men in the business. We're seeing that on display right now.
Incredible power of the German suplex by Devantes.
Incredible leverage.
There are not many men who can throw Rex Lawless around like that.
Center of the ring, and Devantes, if he can continue to hit moves like that, if he can continue offense that is that impactful, he will retain the title.
Well, and here's the thing, Jason. Something that you can't tell watching this on video, it is warm in here tonight.
It is very warm.
And every single thing that these gentlemen are doing is taking something out of them. And with that much mass moving around, takes that much more out. So they are really running on empty.
This is a real strategic choice, for good or for ill, and it might have been for ill. Devantes choosing to go to the top, putting himself in a precarious situation.
Yeah, you got to wonder with someone as dangerous as Lawless, he felt like he had to do something out of the ordinary, but it does not pay off with the big throw from Lawless.
And thank goodness that Devantes fully finished that rotation. Almost looked like he was going to break his arm on the fall. Only an arm draped across the chest. And if there had been any pressure on the shoulders, I don't believe that Devantes would have been able to roll up and escape.
I completely agree. Any sort of leg hook, anything deeper than just that arm across the chest, we are celebrating new champion right now.
And we still might be. Rex
absolutely. Lawless in control right now.
Yeah, Lawless looks a lot fresher too. Wait, deflection.
Yeah, Devantes able to just barely redirect and step aside to avoid that flying kick.
And the spear right to Lawless. We're gonna have a retention and
wow. I've never seen anyone kick out of Devantes' spear like that.
Devantes just looked us right in the eyes and was basically asking the question we were all asking. How did that happen?
That's a fantastic question. I don't have an answer for you, Jason. I hope Devantes does, or he's going to kiss his title goodbye.
Well, Devantes took a moment, processed, and got back to work. Now looking maybe for that TKO, and that is truly devastating.
It takes a lot of power to get a man like Lawless up for that move.
Sledgehammer-like shots to the shoulder.
Lawless looking for that big boot, not connecting.
Big splash, and it is just meat hitting meat.
And finally, that big boot connects, that leaping kick. This could be it. 1, 2. Oh, wow.
If you are a carnivore, this is your jam, because this is the definition of meat smacking meat.
This is a war. I don't know what other, I don't know who's going to win this. It's going to be whoever's still conscious, I think. These two men are just throwing bombs at each other. They've each hit some of their biggest maneuvers and seen the other man kick out of them. I don't know what we get here.
Both men rising to the corner, and they meet in the middle.
And both men delivering clotheslines. Not as much juice behind them as normal, because I think they're both just so exhausted. And both men trying to put the other down. We are down to basics here, folks.
Attempting to settle their differences as one only can inside the professional wrestling ring with a good clubber.
This is just a complete slugfest back and forth.
Well, that shot not only brought Devantes to his knees, but also Lawless. These two are taking a lot out of each other.
I mean, this is the definition of leave it all in the ring.
Well, I should say they're not just taking a lot of each other, they're taking a lot out of themselves, too.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think both these guys are totally fine if their tank is on 1% as long as the other guy's on 0.
Giving the advantage right now to Lawless in terms of the strikes.
But Devantes finding that second win. This is what got him the championship in the first one. Oh, wow! A straight right hand.
That is not part of the etiquette.
That's a broken jaw.
And now going for that choke bomb, and Devantes has felt it and had it scouted.
Yeah, Devantes knew he needed to stay out of that.
TKO! TKO! This is how he wins titles. This is how he wins championships, and this is how he defends championships. But not today.
Holy, okay. Jason, what is left of Devantes' playbook? What's left in his arsenal?
I think the spine buster. Has he hit the spine buster yet?
Maybe that's it. I mean, but it's a...
He's hit the TKO. He's hit the spear. He has not, I believe, hit the spine buster. That might be the only thing we haven't seen. Or he might go back to the well again.
We are in deep cut territory here. Lawless avoids... Oh, the ref gets run over in the corner.
And wait a second!
A low blow!
Didn't even wait a moment.
No, Rex Lawless saw his opening and took it.
What an absolute trash bag move. This match has been so even.
Why is Lawless not going for a cover here?
Well, there's no referee, and Lawless is taking advantage, and we're bringing out the chair.
Oh boy, this looks familiar.
Lawless is going to benefit a second time from a chair, only in very different circumstances.
We can't have the championship change hands this way. Come on.
Wait a second. There's the Boar, looking to right some karmic wrongs, and he is going. Wait a second. Oh. Accident. He hit. Wait a second. And he hits the spear on both men. The Gore threw both Lawless and Devantes. It was clear he was aiming for Lawless at first.
Listen, the referee's calling for the bell.
And it's a disqualification. But what is the decision? And Boar staring a hole through Rex Lawless. Rex Lawless, your moral victor. Well, I mean, there's nothing moral about anything that Rex Lawless did tonight. But for the second time, interference, well-intentioned.
Hey, hang on a second, Jason. The Boar is staring down Lawless, but Devantes staring a hole through the Boar's back.
Well, well-intentioned isn't without consequence.
You got to wonder if this is a receipt for what happened last time. Oh, Devantes certainly thinks it is. He does not think that was an accident. Oh, we have another brawl out here, folks. We need security in there.
And Boar and Devantes are going at each other's throat. This is what happens when you have the best of intentions. Both men have attacked the other by accident, or at least it seemed that way. There's nothing accidental about this whatsoever.
No, this is a straight up fight. This isn't a match at this point. These two are just brawling with each other, and the Boar going back again.
We got security. They're trying to break it up. I want to see this fight.
I do too.
Also, let's not forget, there is not a lot of loss between these two. They have managed to be on the same side in the past, but Devantes was responsible for a violent attack on Boar in the past.
And let's also not forget that, oh, here we go again! Let's not forget, Jason, Rex Lawless just won the match. It was just by disqualification, but he won the match. So you gotta believe he thinks there's another championship match coming.
Rex Lawless only won the match because visibly he was speared in the eyes of the referee. But initially, it should have been him that was disqualified because Devantes was scored first. Ultimately, it's a mess. It's a chaotic situation. Boar got it coming to him. You mark that down.
Devantes, our champion, they're saying Boar's got it coming to him. There is absolutely no love lost. Both men out for blood. Devantes still our champion, but ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of things happening here. We got to straighten all this out. We will see you May 3rd at the Norfolk Messiah Temple for our next event and figure out what is going on with the Boar, Devantes, Rex Lawless, Heavyweight Championship, and everything here in VCW. Jason, how you feeling tonight?
For Brandon Metheny, I'm Jason Heat. We got one angry Boar. Virginia is for fighters.